back to my YouTube channel. If you're new to this channel, my name is Lele Baleni and thank you so much for clicking on this video. Now, you've probably clicked on this video because you are most likely in Matric and are looking for, study tips, how to get through Matric, or you're just a loyal subscriber who just wants to, catch up. I appreciate that. I appreciate you. After I uploaded my video on how I got into dental school, which if you haven't watched, it should pop up somewhere here. Otherwise, I'll just leave it down in the description box below. Yeah, after I uploaded that video, I've been receiving a lot of questions around like how to survive Matric, especially in a time like this where basically most of us are at home and not really in class where we're interacting with teachers and stuff, so everybody's like freaking out and panicking and they're like, oh my gosh, I need study tips, I need to find a way to get through this. A quick disclaimer though, the tips that I'm about to give out don't necessarily mean that you are definitely going to be a straight A student with like in the top 10 and all these distinctions and you're gonna pass. No, these are just things that I did in Matric and some of the things that I still do now in varsity, and I found to basically ease my mind and actually help me with all the schoolwork. So let me stop like chit-chatting and just get straight into the video. More so on subjects, because a lot of people have been asking me like, how do you pass Matric? And there's no direct answer. It's all in figuring out what are your strengths and what are your weaknesses. Okay, the weaknesses part is very, very important, but I'll get to that. If you notice your strengths, okay, fine, let's say you're good in English, you're good in math, like those are your two subjects, like you are living, like you're good in that department, like you don't need to worry. One thing that I have to say though is don't take that for granted, okay? Just because you're good does not mean that if you don't study you'll be good. You still need to study and you still need to work just as hard. It's just that you're good in that department, so you can kind of relax but still give it attention, okay? Because I've noticed a lot of mistakes in my high school career where I would be like, I'm good in this subject, like I don't need to study, and then I didn't study and then test came back and it was like, see? Now your weaknesses, you realize, okay, you know what, I'm struggling in physics, I'm struggling in IT, I'm struggling business, like whatever, you're struggling. The point is you're struggling. You need to acknowledge the fact that you're struggling. It's okay to struggle. You're not alone. Trust me, we all struggle. High school, primary, university, work, we all struggle. You need to just acknowledge the fact that you're struggling and you need to speak up, okay? Nobody is going to approach you, well, maybe in high school, but still, you need to speak up, okay? It can be going to your teacher if you're comfortable to talking with your teacher and asking them for like tips and stuff. Or you could go to your friend, your friend is doing well, so you ask them like, hey, can you help me, like I don't understand. Or if you can afford, you can get like a tutor, there's like lots of things. Otherwise you can also go on YouTube studying, okay? It doesn't matter whether you're doing sciences, business, what's the other, IT stuff, it really doesn't matter. The key thing is time management, and I know this is cliche, like I know you probably went on to other videos and they also like time management, but like honestly, time management skills are key, okay? And once you learn how to manage your time now in high school, trust me, you are going to be grateful when you go to varsity or when you're working, because you need time management skills, okay? So with time management, you need to know how to prioritize your things. So if you guys normally watch my videos, you know that I like to schedule in my diary, like literally write down, like at this time I want to study anatomy from 9 o'clock until, I'm just giving an example here, from like 9 o'clock until 11 o'clock, and then I'm gonna have like a 15-minute break, and then from whatever time I'm going to do physiology and all of that. So for me, just diarizing whatever I need to do for the day and when I would like to do something or finish something by what time, I just write it down, and it just helps me keep track of what I'm doing, what I need to do, where am I spending most of my time on, and I'm running out of breath. Another thing that I've heard of is people timing themselves when they study. So what you do is you start studying and you obviously put a time on your phone or whatever, and you schedule for like an hour, for example, and this basically just helps you to see how much time you're actually spending on that specific subject, which is key in knowing where you're struggling and how to prioritize certain subjects. Okay, another thing is, outside of studying, you need to manage your time when you're watching, you know, Netflix. I know a lot of people are on Netflix, Showmax, all these other things, so you need to you need to limit your time to that, because I know for a fact, personally speaking, once you find a good show, man, you start binging like crazy. You start binge watching, you know, one episode turns into 2 episodes, 2 episodes turns into 5 seasons. It happens, okay? It happens. So time management is very, very important. Another thing is, you need to discover your own studying technique, okay? And by this I mean, you need to know, are you a visual learner? By visual I mean, are you good with learning from pictures? That would mean that you're a photographic learner. Or you learn with colors, you know, you have all these color pens and you just make all these diagrams. Or are you more of like an audio learner? Like, are you more of like, you know, listening to recordings of yourself maybe, or recordings of your lecturers? There's so many studying techniques. You just have to find your own, and I'm pretty sure there are like lots of quizzes on the internet that you can take if you're unsure of your studying technique, and then that way you can kind of discover what you can work with. So personally speaking, I'm a visual learner. I learn so well with pictures, colors and everything, so I am going to focus a bit on the visual learners, but I will try to also incorporate the other learners. Okay, with the whole studying, it doesn't matter what you're studying, okay? Especially now with online learning, it can be very, very difficult to understand what's being said, understand what's, you know, being put out there. Okay, so the key to studying is, it doesn't have to be that awful, okay? You are in charge of how you study. Nobody can tell you what, you know, you are in charge of your brain and how it works, okay? So honestly, you can make studying fun and easy. And I know I sound like unrealistic right now, but like, work with me here. Okay, so what I'm saying is, you know, if you're a person who loves aesthetics, who loves colors and stuff, make studying fun. You know, like I personally make my studying table look pretty, and I make my diagrams look pretty, so that I actually look forward to studying. Okay, there's things like that that you can like play around with. If you study well with music, grab on the next playlist, you know, just make sure that you're actually going to focus and not listen to the playlist more than you actually studying. You know what I mean? Like, make studying fun, okay? Or you could also like do rewards for yourself. I know there are people who for instance, if they have a goal to finish a certain chapter, at the end of a certain chapter they reward themselves with like chocolates, or I don't know, McDonald's, like things like that. Like, reward yourself. Do you guys get what I'm saying? Like, make studying fun and make it easy as well. When I say easy, I mean, like, if you don't understand certain concepts, obviously you're going to Google what this means or whatever, but you can also link things to certain situations. Like, for me personally speaking, I'm a visual learner, okay? So if I'm learning about something, I'm going to highlight it in the color that reminds me of something. So for instance, for those of you who know, I'm a dental student, so obviously I learn about the body and stuff. So I would usually put my veins in the color blue and my arteries in the color pink or red. It really depends. If you work well with mnemonics, abbreviations, girl, boy, you do all the things so that you can remember. The key thing is to remember and to understand. And great thing about it is you can control however you do that, okay? So there's lots and lots of ways of doing that, okay? Studying technique for a certain subject doesn't necessarily mean that it will work in every single subject. What I mean is, for instance, if with things like life science, you learn better with diagrams, okay? Let's say for instance, you learn better with diagrams and colors. That won't necessarily work for you if you take physics, You know, with physics there's another different studying technique. Maybe with physics it's more better with like audio things, like listening to recordings or whatever. So that's why I'm saying, like, find your learning technique that's suited for you in general, and then try to incorporate it in your subjects. See where it works, see where it doesn't work, and when it doesn't work, then find a certain learning technique for that specific subject. I don't know if you get what I mean, but yeah. The next thing is you have to be honest with yourself, okay? You have to be completely honest with yourself. Child, if you know that in the morning you are gone, like you are asleep until 12 o'clock, don't try and listen to all these other YouTubers saying they wake up at 5 a.m. and study. Don't do that to yourself. You know for a fact that you are asleep at that time and you cannot do that, okay? Be honest with yourself. Or if you know that at nighttime you can't focus, then maybe studying during the day is better for you, okay? The whole great thing about this online learning thing is you can control what time of the day you want to learn, okay? So you just have to decide on a time of the day where you're like, okay, if I'm a morning person, like for me personally, I'm a morning person, I know that I'm going to take the subjects that I struggle the most with, I'm going to like focus on them in the morning, because I know that in the morning my mind is fresh, I can focus and do the things. At nighttime it's more of the easygoing subjects where I'm like, okay, pretty chilled, there's music playing in the background, you know, you just find the perfect time of the day. Be honest with yourself. Another thing is you have to set realistic goals, okay? And I have to say realistic because it's easy for someone to set a goal. Like, it's super duper easy to set a goal, but it's not realistic. For instance, I'm not saying it's impossible, but for instance, it's not realistic if you're getting 40% to now set a goal to get 80%. It's not impossible. I mean, if you go from 40 to 80% just like that, then child, we are happy for you, okay? But 40%, or if you're failing a certain subject, or if you know you're struggling with a certain subject, there's a reason why you're struggling, okay? And you need to figure that out, because clearly you're not managing, okay? So you have to set a realistic goal for yourself. And the nice thing about setting goals is once you know the satisfaction of ticking off a goal off your list, that is just amazing, okay? Just try it. I know it doesn't sound fun to write lists and stuff, but try it, and then you'll see like the satisfaction of just crossing out. That is amazing. It's amazing. It's truly satisfying where you're like, yeah, I did that. Another thing is you have to eat well, okay? I know it's very, very difficult to say that, considering that when you're studying you can't help but reach for the bag of Doritos because Doritos are the best chips in the world. But child, trust me, eating a lot of junk food and eating a lot of food, like a lot of portions, like big portions throughout the day, will make you tired and will make you lazy, and yeah, it just doesn't work, okay? So I'm not saying like it's wrong to like snack on stuff, but I'm saying is the majority or the dominant portion of your diet should consist of well, healthy, prepared food. What am I saying? Healthy food, okay? It's gonna give you energy, you know, lots of water throughout the day, 8 glasses of water or 1.5 to 2 liters a day, lots of fruits, lots of great proteins, everything, okay? Like, you have to eat well. You need to rest, okay? Like, you need to breathe and relax, sit back, you know. It's important for you to actually recharge your brain, because imagine your brain has been working for hours upon hours. Eventually you're going to burn out. And I understand, personally speaking, you're probably worried about, you know, running out of time. You're worried about that test on Tuesday. Like, you are freaking out, okay? And you feel like you resting is wasting every second possible. But it's really pointless and very, very useless for you to now let your brain suffer for full on hours without it having to rest. Okay, your brain needs some beauty sleep. Okay, and you can do this by simply taking a walk, obviously with a mask on, because you know you don't want to get sick or whatever. But you can take a walk, you can exercise, you can call your friends if they're not busy, you can watch Netflix. Be sure that you're not binging anything. You can watch your favorite show, you can do your favorite hobbies, go on TikTok, literally do anything. You can watch my YouTube videos, I have to say. There's lots of things that you can do, honestly. One last important thing, a very important thing that I have to mention: focus on yourself. Okay, leave Brittany alone, leave Becky with the good hair, just focus on yourself. Okay, nobody is, you're not gonna stress about them when you're in university. Focus on yourself, you person, you focus on you. Forget Becky, forget Brian, forget whomever, Bossy, forget them. They're doing well, that's good for them. If they're getting straight A's, if they're in the top 10, that's fine, that's good for them, congratulate them even. But like, focus on yourself. Okay, stop comparing yourself to other people. I know I did this a lot back in high school, but like, I've come to realize the hard way in university that in life you have to focus on yourself. Okay, because at the end of the day, life is not a group assignment. Okay, yeah guys, so if I left anything out, or if you have your own special techniques of surviving Matric or surviving studying in general, please leave them down in the comment section below. I really want to see them. And also, we're trying to help each other out. I mean, at the end of the day, most of us are still students, and we are all going through the same struggle. Whether you're in high school or whether you're in university, we are all going through it. Today's post notification shout out goes to Diana Ntombela. She said, I've been watching these varsity vlogs and I have to say yours are the only ones I enjoy. Thank you so much. If you haven't watched some of my varsity vlogs or any videos, actually, you can go check them out. Be free to explore my channel. And if you want to have a post notification shout out like Diana did, all you have to do is follow me on Instagram. I'll leave the link down below. Otherwise, it's at Lele_Baleni. You have to subscribe to my YouTube channel, like this video, and leave a comment down below. Say something nice. Okay, so anyway guys, thank you so much for watching this video, and as always, stay safe and wash your hands, and bye.